As someone has just tweeted, I've seen on my phone, thank God for Tom Jenks. I will ask one last thing of you before you get to escape. And I assure you, while I do this, that I despise audience participation. When I was a child in Disneyland, my father made me get up on stage with a Mickey Mouse, and I kicked him in the balls. This is not for you. It is to celebrate two people, and especially Mr. Ben Morris. It has been a very, very happy 2 weeks, but tonight is also rather a sad occasion, because we are saying goodbye to a good friend of ours. Now, the works that you are getting are works that I've done with David Kelly and with Ben. And what we're going to do is we're going to read these works together. And what you have in your hand, you can take away with you. It is a gift. To say thank you for coming and supporting our work and being part of a very special 2 weeks. What we will do is read as a cacophony. You can read fast, slow, in a funny accent if you wish. You will be drowned out by your neighbour. And on each occasion we will stop reading when the last person keeps speaking. So if you have a huge ego, read very slow. If you don't have a poem, I'm sure you can see one. What's that, please? Yeah, I'll just ask Nat and Claire and see if the two together. A few people back there. Cameron, you must have one. You got one, Jordina? James, Sandy, have you got one? There must be more. There we go. I'd just like to thank 3 bunches of people as well before we do this. First, Catherine Concross, Jordina Diaz-Ferrando, Olivia Dragomir, Alex Kell, Tiffany Monco, great friends who have been here all the 2 weeks and have given their time for free to make it a very special time. I want to thank them with a round of applause, if that's okay. Second of all, and arguably most importantly, Cameron and Amelie, who run the Hardy Tree. They have been absolutely extraordinary. I have never had an experience with people who run a curated gallery like I have in the last 2 weeks. It's been like a home to all of us. So a big round of applause. We can't thank them enough. The last thing I say without waffling, most of the people who have come to the exhibition and kind of really been part of it have been people who have worked at the British Museum, which, for all its good and bad when you work there, is a very long and complicated story. If you don't work there, I will not bore you. But before a generation of people got there, it was all salty ex-servicemen and like unionists, and in a year or two it'll all be kind of foreign temporary workers. So there's like this 1 decade space where massively overqualified young English creative people kind of came together, and Ben and David, who have helped me co-curate this exhibition and whose work is on the wall with me, have really been this kind of creative hub who have kind of helped us all get through really boring, long, painful days in a rather dead-end job and facilitated us to have this kind of creative output. And tonight is the last night of Ben being in London. He's leaving to go to China. So really the biggest thank goes to those two from me personally, because they're 2 of the best friends I've ever had in my life and people I admire, have taught me so much creatively. So it's a very special moment, and I'm glad tonight was nice and urbane. We've had some amazing events this week, but I'm glad you can all share that moment of saying goodbye. So, to Ben and to David. So you have 2 pieces in front of you. You have a white piece and hopefully a coloured piece. Now the white piece is from my work with David, called Gilles de Rais, which is about Gilles de Rais, but really is about Jimmy Savile. So, as I said, when I start reading, please join me, and when the last person finishes, we'll have a round of applause, and then do the following poem. Is everybody ready? I can feel the energy in this very sweaty room. Okay? The Quest for the Grail Pipe. No? It's like a TV show. When I read, you read with me. I'm not special. We're all part of this collective together. Okay. The quest for the great. Considering all those depths, yeah, the last person went all quiet. Which means you got the longest poem. And onto the coloured one, if that's okay. And this will be the goodbye to all of our friends. So thank you again for coming tonight. You can go and get some air after we've done with this. Everybody ready? Oh, this is called The Estates of Westeros. It's about housing estates if it was in George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones universe. Okay, ready? The Marquess possibly, and my friend is the body undiscovered or ignored. Only it's a day dead in the lake.